Good morning, dear students. Good morning, dear students. Srinit, Primanshu, Saloni, Sreya, Gayatri, Murdula. I'd like to give you some hints. I'll just discuss several important issues so that in the next exam you can score better marks, and then I shall wind up. Okay. So let's see here, dear students. See, in the question paper in the general instruction section, I have already written for you. For MCQ questions, all the answers need to be written in full sentences. Okay, so most of you have done this. Okay, there is not an issue here, but you have not mentioned whether it is so for example, the answer is 10, question number 10 a, third is the option which is correct. So you should write 10a third, but you have not written third. You just written 10a and then you've written the answer. Okay, so for this also half mark will be deducted in the board examination. Understood? So do not leave out any of the no option numbers. Neither the sentence, full sentence, nor the number. You do not leave out anything, otherwise half mark will be deducted. For example, you see here, don't, and I've written here, don't write only option number. Half mark will be deducted for each question if you do not follow instruction. Okay, so for example, here I show you, suppose here ancient cultures struggled to create a calendar that could retain alignment with. So supposing that the answer is the moon, then you have to write 1.1 a 2. This 2 you have to write. Okay, then the moon you have to write. Don't write question number 1.1 a 2, or don't write a moon. You have to write 2 also. Understood? So likewise, that is very important to remember. Okay. So for example, I show you one sample here. I'll just show you one sample here. So as you can see here, see, I'm not going to show you the name of the student, but I'll show you the marks. For example, here you see that student has scored good marks here. See, as you can see here, 5 she has scored, 5 out of 5 she has scored. Okay, first question there is no problem, she has written A1 B2 and then the whole word she has written. Okay, so that's absolutely correct. Then 1.2 also she has written perfect, but here also there I think yeah, it is okay, it is also okay. I think 1.2 D, so let's just check once. 1.2 D, let us check once. Okay, so 1.2, yeah, 1.2 D, there is no number, just D is given, so it's okay. That is a correct way of answering. Okay, um, here also forgotten, alignment, encourage, this is correct. But after that you can see here, for example, uh, question number 2a, it was initiated by the Indian Prime Minister. Question number 2, so let's check here once. Question number 2, question number 2, you see, you can see here, there is a problem. You see here it is a, and then there are 4 options given, a 1 2 3 4. So there are 4 different options in Roman numbers given. So supposing that your answer is Roman number 3, in that case you have to write question number 2a and Roman number 3, and then you have to write the full sentence. Understood? So most of you have done what, you have written the full sentence, but you have forgotten to write this particular number also. Okay, this is very important. Whether, okay, like you should write both, not only the Roman number containing the answer, also the full sentence. Okay, and then question number 2. So question number 2a third is the answer. So question number 2a third, and then the whole sentence you have to write. Okay, so here you can see the student has failed to write this. Okay, see here 1 2 3, nothing is written here. Here also B, which option is correct, 1 or 2, so it is not given here. Okay, um, and here all the above will be the answer. And then see here, you have to write whether f1 is correct or 2 is correct. So I suppose people of any age. Okay, so for example, question number 2f is correct answer. Okay, so let's find out question number 2f. So question number 2f, people at any age is correct answer, but you have to also write number 1 f. Question number f Roman 1 is the correct option. Therefore question number f Roman 1, and then the whole sentence you need to write. The whole sentence you need to write to for this particular question. Okay, so see here should have been question number, suppose for example it should have been here, question number one like this, question number 1, it should have been question number 1 here. Okay, and then G also, say for example body mind and soul of person is correct answer. Question G, body mind and soul, that is third is the correct answer. So third option you should write, otherwise you'll make you'll lose 1 mark. Okay, so it should be 1 2 3. So I hope you understood now. In your next examination you please do write down not only the full sentence, okay, also the Roman number which contains the answer. Okay, so this is important. That is why the students, everyone has lost 1 mark. Suppose it is 10 mark question, so I have deducted 1 mark, those who have not followed this protocol. Okay, uh, okay, then you see here, when it comes to that was the main important thing which I wanted to discuss with you actually. Okay, I wanted to discuss today whenever, because see 50% of your total marks will come from MCQ questions. Okay, 50%, that is out of 80 marks 40 marks you are going to have multiple choice questions. Therefore it is very important for you to know how to answer multiple choice question. Okay, so please do remember whatever I have already told you. You need to answer not only the number, also the Roman number which contains the answer, as well as the sentence or the phrase that is the answer. So you need to write all these 3 things to be able to score full marks in MCQ. Otherwise out of 40 mark paper you will be losing many marks. Okay, many marks just for lack of awareness. That is why it is important for you to not only write the correct answer, but also write the Roman number which contains the answer that you have written. Okay, so and you have to also write question number, like this one is D. Now the first question you'll write here question number 2, then A 2 B 3, and then you have to write 2 the sentence also. What does 2 consist of? The 2 consist of this particular sentence. So this also you have to write. Okay, that is very important, dear students. Okay, remember this. Okay, here same thing, the same rule will apply here also. Okay, many people who have grown up, so it should be who here, question number 3. Okay, this should be the answer. Okay, many people who have grown up in multi-child families know, think that. So why think? Because it is subject verb agreement. Okay, because many people is plural, subject is plural, therefore it should be think, it's not things. Okay, and first of all, before you fill up these blanks, you need to read the whole passage and understand what does this passage talk about, number 1, and whether it is a factual passage or it describes an incident which took place in the past. So if it describes an incident which took place in the past, in that case the answer should be in the past tense. But here in this particular 3-line passage, you can see that it talks about something which normally happens on a like it's factual, number 1, and number 2 it happens. Okay, quite often, or very often. Therefore the answer should be in the present tense. Okay, now the question is, I have present tense, like here things is present tense, think is also present tense. Then which present tense you should use? There are 2 present tense here. Understood? Here also are thinking is also all are present tense, only this is perfect tense. Okay, but this is also present perfect tense. So how to know this? Number one, you have to see which tense it is, present tense. So, and why think? Because many people is subject, and which is plural, that's why verb should be plural. A single child family is very fortunate one, they mention such benefits. Okay, so always remember, dear students, we always use as with such. Okay, we always use as with such. Like for example, I show you here. um, so okay, um, good morning, Omkar, uh, Arpita, Anuj, Saloni, Laxman, Shreya. Good morning, all of you. Okay, so one thing you please remember here. Suppose in this question paper, I answer sheet I show you. Okay, suppose always remember such. With such we use as also, and that also. We use both such, that, or such as. But with so we always use so that. Okay, so that. And with either we use, we use or, and with neither we use, nor. Okay, so this word combination you please remember. Okay, with such either we'll use as or we'll use that, but with so always we use that. So please remember this. Okay, if you remember this, then you'll not make mistakes when it comes to gap filling, as well as missing words or editing errors. Okay, so that is very important for you to remember. These are the minute uh, tips. Okay, so that is very important. Okay, now let's move on to. So you understood? They mention such benefits as lack of competition. Okay, so as is given here. See, that is not given here. So as is given here, and we know that with such we can use either as or that. So therefore, that is not there. So as will be the answer. Okay, and if that is the answer, and if that is also given here, then also if that was given here in place of, say for example, instance, if that was given here, that also, then also as would be the answer. Why? Because if there is such that, there will be a sentence, but here there is not a sentence, it's only lack of competition. Okay, therefore as will be the answer here. They mention such benefits as lack of competition for parental love in such families. So it should be for here. Okay, in the gap it should be for parental love in such families. Okay, next you see, dear students, this is transformation of sentences. First one is subject verb agreement. As I told you, he is one of the best students. Okay, it should always be students. Okay, he is one of the best students. So the student, he is one of the best students. Okay, so as you can see here, it's not written, I think. mm, it's not answered this question. The student hasn't answered this question, it seems. Yeah, one of the boys. No, no, this answer question was not answered by the students. Okay, so anyway, let me tell you, he is one of the best students. Okay, so number one. Next, he liked my suggestions. An example of complex sentence will be he liked what I suggested. Okay, he liked will be principal clause, and what I suggested is the um, subordinate clause. Therefore, it is an example. He liked my suggestion can be converted into he liked what I suggested, which is a complex sentence. Therefore, number one is the correct answer. So, how will you write, dear students? You have to write question number 4b1, then you write this full sentence. Then you shall get 1 mark. Understood? Otherwise, you shall be losing half mark here. Okay. Next. He goes to church every Sunday. This sentence is used to express universal truth. Okay, he goes to church every Sunday. This will express. This sentence is used to express universal truth because he goes on a regular basis to church. So if you do something on a regular basis, this is sorry, it should be habitual action. Habitual action. If you do something on a regular basis, that is habitual action. Like for example, I wake up at 6 o'clock every morning. So getting up 6 o'clock is a part of my everyday activity. Therefore, it is a habitual action. So whatever we do on a regular basis and which is formed as a habit, okay, in our everyday life, that is what is habitual action all about. Next question, you see, I don't know where he lives. I don't know where he lives is an example of complex sentence. Why complex sentence? Because I don't know is principal clause and where he lives will be subordinate clause. Okay. Next, I dash my friend just now. There some students have made mistakes actually. Okay. So you always remember, like, see, while teaching you subject verb agreement, I told you, no, okay, if there are time adverbials like just now, yesterday, then previously, recently, then like just now, then mm, then I think back, ago. Okay, then we should use simple past tense. Okay, like I met my friend just now. Just now is given, that it means you have to use simple past tense. So it could be I dash my friend yesterday, I dash my friend previously, I dash my friend recently. So all this for previously, recently, yesterday, just now, 2 days ago, 2 days back, 1 year ago, 1 year back. So all this back, ago, just now, previously, recently, yesterday, we use simple past tense. So what is the simple past tense here? It is number one, met. So how will you answer? E1 and amity met you have to write. Okay. Then my friend rang me up last evening. See, last evening, again, last is coming. It means simple past tense. My friend rang me up. Okay, it is simple past. So you have to write F2 and then simple past. This way you have to write the answer. Okay, next you see, fill out the blanks with the most appropriate options, any four. Okay, so he as well as his brothers dash brilliant in studies. So you can see there is a rule, dear students. If there are two subjects in a if there are two subjects, for example, here he and here brothers, okay, or his brothers. So there are two subjects here. He, first subject is he, second subject is his brothers. So if there are two subjects uh, which are connected by as well as, or which are joined by as well as, in that case the verb will agree with the subject which is first. So first subject is he here. Okay, the first subject is he here and he is third person singular, therefore it should be is here. Okay, always remember this rule. See here, what will students write, or students, mostly the students think that before the verb is brothers. So brothers is a plural. This particular subject is plural. Therefore, the verb should also be plural. But it is not so. Why not so? Because like there are two words which there is a rule, like if there are two subjects which are connected by as well as, then the verb will agree with the subject which is the first subject. So which is the first subject? He, which is singular, therefore in the blank it should be is. So he as well as his brothers is brilliant in studies. Next, either you or your brothers. Okay, so what is the rule? The rule is if two subjects are joined by either or, neither nor, then the verb will agree with the subject which is closest to the verb, or which is closer to the verb. So which is closer between your brothers and you? Between you and your brothers, which is closer to the verb? Verb will come here in the blank. So your brothers is closer to the verb than you, therefore it should be plural. The verb should be plural. Why plural? Because brothers is plural. Okay, because the verb will agree with your brothers, so your brothers is plural, therefore the verb should also be plural. So either you or your brothers have seen the match. Next, you see the child together with his parents visited the exhibition today. The child together with his parents. So you can see here a child together with his parents. Okay, so here also remember these are the all are the questions given from subject verb agreement. For example, you can see here parents is his parents is one subject and the child is another subject. Here also there are two subjects. Okay, his parents and the child, they are connected by together with. So always remember, whenever two subjects will be connected with together with, like as well as, okay, the verb will agree with the first subject. So first subject is child, therefore which is singular, therefore the verb should also be singular. So the child together with his parents has visited the exhibition today, has visited the exhibition today. In spite of parents being closer to the verb will agree not with parents but with the child, which is which is third person singular. That is why the verb should also be verb should also be singular. Therefore, it should be has visited. Okay, so don't get confused, because many students, even the elderly people also, even the adult learners also become confused. Why? Because parents are close, the word parents is closer to the verb, but according to the rule, if two subjects are connected by together with, the verb here will agree with the first subject. So first subject is singular, therefore verb should also be singular, because it is verb subject verb agreement. What does subject verb agreement say? Subject verb agreement says that if a subject, the verb will agree with the subject in number and person. It means if the subject is singular, the verb should be singular. If the subject is plural, then the verb should be plural. Okay, so that is what is the concept of subject verb agreement. The verb always agrees with the subject. Okay, there may be two subjects, there may be three subjects, but it depends on the where the subjects are positioned and which words are used with the subjects. Okay, based on which we can say whether the verb is singular or plural. Okay, now you can see the secretary and chairman. The secretary and chairman dash attended the meeting today. Okay, so the secretary and chairman is the same person or the different persons, you have to find out. So you can see here the secretary and chairman. Always remember, dear students, if the is not repeated, see here before secretary the is given here, but before chairman there is no the here. Okay, it means that the secretary and chairman are the same person. Understood? But if there is the given here with chairman as well, like with secretary the article the is used, with chairman also if the article the is used, it means that the secretary and chairman are two different persons, and in case of two different persons, subjects are plural, means verb will also be plural. But always remember that if with the second subject there is no article the, it means that secretary and chairman can be or is the same person. Understood? So the secretary and the chairman is the same person, therefore it should be has attended the meeting today. Next, the cost of all goods. The cost of all goods, goods is plural and cost is singular. Goods is plural and cost is singular. The cost of all goods. Now the question is, with which word the verb will agree? The verb will agree with goods or with cost. So answer is the verb will agree with the cost, not with the goods, because the cost of all goods. We are talking about the cost, which is singular. Therefore, the verb will be singular. So the cost of all goods has increased nowadays. It should be has here. The cost of all goods has increased nowadays. Okay. So that is the answer here. So this subject verb agreement you need to revise every week so that you remember this. Okay, till the exam gets over, at least you revise on an every week basis or every 2 day basis, so that you can remember. Okay, you know the rules of the subject verb agreement. If you remember subject verb agreement, in that case there will not be any problem in the examination. You can mm, you can certainly correct all the questions. Okay, and remember is this time it's on the one hand very easy to score marks, and on the other hands it is difficult, because like multiple choice questions, the answers are very close actually. Okay, answers are very very close, so you need to be extra careful, and also you need to write all the numbers the way I have suggested you. Okay, not only the full sentence, but also the question numbers, sub numbers, Roman numbers, and the word which contains the answer. Okay, and moreover, multiple choice questions are difficult. Why? Because they look exactly the same or exactly similar, so it's very difficult, especially in the reading skill sections. You'll find it a bit difficult actually. Like you can consult the board paper. Okay, board has issued sample paper, so in the sample paper you can see the question paper, reading section question paper is very difficult. Why? Because they have given almost similar choice. Okay, so on the other hand it's easy, and on the other hand it's difficult also to score good marks. Therefore you need to practice multiple choice question on a regular basis to get used to this type of pattern. Okay, so now you can see here, what do crow and hemlock tree symbolize? Okay, so joy and sorrow. Okay, next, what was the effect of all of the fall of dust of snow on the poet? It changed his mood. Okay, um, so what was the effect of all the dust of snow on the poet? So is it mood or day, dear students? Can you tell me? It changed his mood or it changed his day? Which is the correct answer? What was the effect of the fall of dust of snow on the poet? So, what is the correct answer? You tell me whether it is 2 or 3. Which is the correct answer? Can you tell me? Sania, good morning. Sahil, can you tell me which is the correct answer? Is it 2 or 3? Is it 2 or 3? Which option is the correct one? Or anyone who can who knows the answer quite well. What was the effect of the fall of dust of snow on the poet? It changed his mood or it changed his day? Okay, it changed his day. You are saying. Um, Okay, what is the underlying theme of the poem Fire and Ice? It should be, we should not resort to war. Then man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden but never extinguished. In which context did Mandela say this? So, kindness of his prison officers. Okay, so dear students, always remember that you need to be very much thorough with the text. So, what you do is, first you go through the text of all the lessons. Okay, you make a target like this week I shall go through two prose and one poem. Okay, next week I shall go through another two prose lessons and one poem. Likewise you can go through, and each week you make notes, or you can you can underline the white underline those sentences which contain vital information, like this one you see. This is a very important sentence. Man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden but never extinguished. In which context did Mandela say this? So he said this in the context of kindness of his prison officers. So you please make a target every week. This week I shall complete two prose lessons, the text reading of two prose lessons and one poem. Okay, and suppose Monday two prose lessons and one poem, then make sure that you have to underline with pencil all the important sentences or important paragraphs which contain vital information. Only then you can do well in MCQ. Okay, otherwise it might be difficult for you. How does Mandela define courage? See, Mandela says that it should be absence of fear, it should be conquer over fear, not scared of anything. You cannot be scared of anything, and then all the above. So Mandela said, Mandela defined courage as conquer over fear, but he also said about absence of fear. He also said about scared of anything, not scared of anything. So all the above should be the correct answer. Okay, it should be all the above. Absence of fear, conquer over fear, not scared of anything, all the above. Then, who does not like Wanda being teased by her classmates? So, it is the answer is Maddie actually, but Maddie is not given here, therefore none of the above. Then, why did Wanda give Maddie and Peggy one of her drawings? Because she wanted to show that she had forgiven them. She wanted to show that she had forgiven them. In the poem, the ball poem, what does the poet mean by balls will always be lost? So, if balls, it means the poet means to say that balls will always be lost, means if you buy a ball today, that ball can be lost again, then again you buy another ball again, that ball might be lost. So what does the poet mean by this particular sentence, balls will always be lost? The poet means to say that the possessions that a person has cannot be kept forever. Okay, metaphorically or symbolically it means whatever a person has, whatever a person possesses, cannot be kept forever. Okay, you have to lose it or you have to part with it. Okay, because the same thing does not remain with us for a long time. This is the law of the nature. Okay, our near and dear ones also go away from us, then our most favorite object also gets destroyed or broken. So, what is the law of the universe? The possessions that a person has cannot be kept for forever. Okay, it will be lost. So, that is what is the symbolic meaning of the line. Balls will always be lost. Next, what does the boy do when he loses his ball? He shakes with grief, he stands rigidly, he stares down the harbor where his ball went, all the above. So the answer should be all the above because he does all these things. He shook himself with grief, he shaking with grief, he stood rigidly, he was staring down, therefore all the above should be the correct answer. Then why did Ebright lose interest in tagging butterflies? Ebright lose interest in tagging butterflies because it was a very tedious job. It was a very tedious job. That is why Ebright lost interest in tagging butterfly. Okay, and see, so many questions are there of MCQ, so you need to answer very accurately, as well as you have to write the sentence as well as the Roman number which contains that sentence or the word whatever. Okay, next you see, I would not intrude on him. Intrude means interfere. I would not interfere on him. A dime another ball is worthless now. Okay, dime means a signed unit of currency, you can say in unit of currency. So a sort of a dime or another ball is worthless. He senses his first responsibility in a world of possessions. Okay, so the world which is governed by the craze for people to own more and more things is something what is called world of possessions. So the poet says that I would not intrude on him. So the question is, the poet would not intrude upon the boy. Okay, the poet would not intrude upon the boy. A dime another boy is worthless now. Okay, then a dime another ball is worthless because no other ball can make him forget the sense of loss he feels. Okay, because we have some attachment with the object that we have lost, therefore no other ball can make him forget the sense of loss he feels. Okay, then you can see, what does the poet mean by world of possessions? World of possessions means the world which is governed by craze of owning things, correct? The people have tendency to buy or own things, correct? The world is materialistic in nature, correct? All the above. So when three statements are correct, it means all the above will be the correct option. Then a word in the extract which means of no value. Of no value means of no significance. It means worthless. Okay, a word in the extract which means of no value is worthless. Okay, so answer will be worthless. Then you can see, perhaps it requires such depths of operation to create such heights of character. My country is rich in the minerals and gems that lie beneath its soil, but I have always known that its greatest wealth is its people, finer and truer than the purest diamonds. Okay, so Nelson Mandela says that Nelson Mandela here talks about those people who have sacrificed their life in the struggle for freedom. Okay, in the struggle for liberating the black people from the white supremacy. So and in the process they did lot of struggle. They did lot of struggle. Those who have passed away, those who are no longer there, and who died in the process of freedom struggle. Okay, in the process of you know struggling for their country. So which country? It is South Africa. It is South Africa. Okay, which is referred to here. Then what is country's greatest wealth? People. People are the greatest wealth of a country. Always remember. Okay. Uh, then minerals and gems are compared to people. Then what is the synonym of precious stone? Means gems here. Okay, gems. Okay. Now that's all about objective type questions, and this one I have to see. I'll in my next class I'll discuss this particular answer of this graph. Okay, these graphs I have to discuss. Okay, in my next thing I'll show you how to write this. Okay, and these things, so you know how to answer all this so whatever questions I have given you, please prepare these are all important questions. Okay, you find out the answer. If you have any problem, please let me know. Okay, so these are very important questions for your board examinations. Okay, I have given you all the important questions. Okay, so conquer over fear. Yes, conquer over fear is what is courage all about. Sahil, it is said by Nelson Mandela. He said, you need to conquer over fear. Okay, that is when you can be called a courageous person. Okay, so anyway, dear students, while doing the art integration project, if you are having any problem, please let me know so that I can give you some guidance. As I told you, each bullet point you have to work on, and the group leader can sort of suggest, delegate the work to the group members. I hope all the group leaders have already done this, and then you need to work on a particular segment of the task. Okay, each group member is not supposed to focus on all the value points. Okay, only one value point for each group member. Okay, so that work is distributed properly. I have to show to CBSE that each of one of you has contributed something or the other for the project. Okay, therefore, uh, those who are going for the video editing and voiceover, they have their own contribution, and the rest of you, please collect content, text content, and after you collect text content, please write in your own language. Do not just submit to your group leader whatever content you have collected from internet. Okay, you understand the content from the internet and then write in your own words and then submit it to your group leader, okay, so that leader can integrate this on the documentary or somewhere, whatever topics I've given you, okay. And voiceover, it should can be given by one boy one girl, okay, that group leader will decide who will give, and rest of you group members, you submit the text content along with the relevant images in high resolution. So high resolution in Google image, when you go to, I show you how to find out high resolution, okay. Just hang on, I'll show you how to find out, okay. So see, here it is images, so I'll click on the images, okay. Then suppose for example I say uh, Oria or Orissa patriotic poem, for example, patriotic song. Okay, so suppose these are the results. So how do you know which is the high resolution image? Let me show you. See, you'll go to tools, okay, you'll go to tools and then you select size large, not any size, just select large. So if you select large, then all high definition image will come, understood? If of course available, then they will come, okay. So for example, this is the image, then what is the size of this image? Here you can see 1600 by 1290, it means it's a high resolution image. Always try to take images from those uh, those images which are having no copyright, okay. Otherwise you have to mention from where you have taken this copy, okay. In your file, you have to mention below the image key image source is, you have to give credit for the image. Always remember, dear students, if you are taking any image from any website, then you have to give credit to the owner of the image. Otherwise he might file a case against you, or it is called copyright strike, okay. He might impose a strike on you, okay. Then your channel can be also closed, okay. Therefore, suppose you take this particular image, then you go to the source and find out the source of this image, okay. This is of course from YouTube. So suppose you go to here ghana.com, see here. So you are taking this image, in that case what will you do? You will just give the credit like this, photo credit ghana.com, okay. Likewise you write below the image, so that you give credit to the owner or the person who owns the image, okay. In the blog making, should we write the content or page the picture of the content? Uh, um, Vaishnavi, you need to first write the content and then supporting image you have to paste, or you can paste the image and then you can paste the content, okay. But it should be relevant, very much relevant to what you've written, okay. Relevant content should be, but content part should be there. Otherwise, how will people understand what is this image all about, okay. So you need to have write-ups about the topic, of course you are having, but about the image also, you should write something so that people understand what is this image all about, okay. So both content and image should be pasted on the blog, okay. So you please work on this, and let me know if you have any problems so that I can help you out, okay. Thank you, dear students. Bye bye, take care, and we shall meet next week.